In recent times, I increasingly hear stories about how difficult it's become for foreigners to land jobs and doing business in general in China. We may blame the economy, geopolitical tensions, and increased local competition for that, but the real reason is more subtle and profound. Short answer is culture. The question is, in today's globalized world, why do companies prioritize hiring individuals with high cultural affinity? Research shows that cultural compatibility significantly enhances team performance, employee engagement, and overall organizational success. Dr. Hofstede's seminal research on cultural dimensions highlights the profound influence of cultural values on workplace. Dr. Hofstede's seminal research on cultural dimensions highlights the profound influence on cultural Dr. Hofstede's seminal research on cultural dimensions highlights the profound influence of cultural values on workplace behavior, communication styles, and decision-making processes. Hiring individuals who align culturally with an organization minimizes misunderstandings, fosters trust, and promotes effective collaboration. A study by Chapman and O'Reilly introduced the concept of person-organization fit. The idea that employees who share the organization's cultural values are more likely to perform better, stay longer, and exhibit higher job satisfaction. Similarly, Schneider's attraction, selection, attrition framework emphasizes that organizations naturally gravitate toward retaining employees who align with their values. Teams with shared cultural understanding also exhibit tangible benefits. Research from Harvard Business Review indicates a 30% improvement in problem-solving capabilities in culturally aligned teams. This is critical for fostering innovation and navigating high-pressure challenges. Moreover, cultural fit enhances employee well-being and reduces turnover. Gallup's 2022 survey on employee engagement highlights that cultural alignment is a leading factor in job satisfaction, lowering turnover rates by nearly 50%. In essence, hiring for cultural affinity is not about creating homogeneity, but building cohesive, resilient, and purpose-driven teams. This alignment between individual values and organizational culture helps drive innovation, collaboration, and long-term success. As such, all the talk about diversity, equity, and inclusivity, aka DEI, is actually just cosmetics to look good and signal virtue. There's nothing diverse about applying DEI as it's being applied today. This diversity does not reside in skin color or sexual orientation. Based on my experience, departments HR departments today have a tendency to hire people that are all made in the same mold and follow predefined templates. Regardless of what they say, they're not interested in your ability to learn new things. Instead, they're only interested in knowing what you have done in the past. In sum, HR people are probably among the most risk-averse people in the corporate world, totally frightened from the thought of making a bad hire decision. The challenges foreign professionals and businesses face in China today can be better understood through the Hofstede's cultural dimensions, which highlights the stark contrast between Chinese and Western cultures. These dimensions illuminate the localization trend in China's corporate landscape and its impact on foreign talent. First one is power distance. China scores high on power distance, indicating acceptance of hierarchical structures and centralized decision-making. In contrast, Western cultures typically score lower, emphasizing equality and participatory management. Local Chinese leaders often operate within the traditional hierarchies that align with expectations of both employees and stakeholders. Foreign managers, accustomed to flatter organizational structures and decentralized authority, may struggle to adapt. This cultural gap has made local leadership more appealing to companies aiming to maintain efficiency and cohesion in their China operations. Second is individualism versus collectivism. China is a collectivist society, prioritizing group harmony, loyalty, and interdependence. Western cultures are more individualistic, valuing personal achievement and autonomy. This collectivist orientation explains why Chinese companies increasingly value leaders who embody a communal mindset, strengthening relationships with local teams and clients. Foreign managers often bring individualistic traits that can clash with a collective culture, further reinforcing the preference for local talent. Third, uncertainty avoidance. China has a moderate level of uncertainty avoidance, meaning its culture tolerates ambiguity but still values clear guidelines and risk management. Western cultures often display varying degree of tolerance for ambiguity, with some countries like the US embracing innovation and risk-taking. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the reliance on local talent was the risk-reverse. During the COVID-19 pandemic, reliance on local talent was a risk-averse response, reducing dependence on expatriates and ensuring continuity. This shift has since become institutionalized, as localized teams offer stability in navigating the complexities of the Chinese market. Fourth is long-term orientation. China scores extremely high on long-term orientation, emphasizing persistence, thrift, and future planning. Western cultures, particularly the US, tend to favor short-term gains and immediate results. Local Chinese leaders align well with the long-term strategic goals of organizations in China, fostering sustainable growth. Foreign executives who may prioritize short-term performance metrics might struggle to align with this perspective. Fifth, masculinity versus femininity. China leans toward a masculinity, emphasizing competition, achievement, and success. Western cultures also tend to score high on masculinity, though interpretations of competition and success vary. Local leaders, deeply attuned to China's highly competitive business environment, bring an edge in navigating local market dynamics. Foreign professionals may lack the nuanced understanding needed to succeed in these conditions, giving local talent a distinct advantage. As organizations become increasingly localized, their decision-making, communication, and strategic frameworks reflect Chinese cultural values. This shift reduces opportunity for foreign talent as businesses prioritize cultural alignment and long-term stability. With fewer expatriates in leadership roles, the global perspectives they once offered may diminish, potentially reducing the degree of internationalization in Chinese companies. In short, in the past, foreign managers in China had a preference to hire local. Foreign managers in China had a preference to hire foreign staff to the extent they could. Today, the tables have turned. Chinese managers prefer hiring local staff and only. Today, the tables have turned. Chinese managers prefer hiring local staff and only hires foreigners in instances where there's a true lack of foreign talent. So what does this mean for the future? The localization trend has created a feedback loop. Fewer expatriates in China lead to fewer opportunities for foreign professionals, further entrenching the local talent pipeline. The situation may cause a continued decline in the number of foreigners working and living in China, impacting the country's global connectivity and diversity in its workforce. Adapting to this reality requires foreign professionals to bridge cultural divides by building relationships, understanding local values, and demonstrating their ability to contribute meaningfully within the Chinese context. Those who succeed will likely do so by leveraging intercultural competence and a deep understanding of the cultural dynamics at play. Yes, people need to have the ability to adapt, but cultural bridges can only be built with a clear mandate and support from the top to do so. And as long as this support is lacking, which it seemingly is, we cannot expect much to happen. So that's all for today. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe, and kindly leave your comments in the comment section below. Until next time, take care and bye-bye.